the live. We have finally got movement in the market, and it is very much bearish movement. Let me find. Where is it? Here we go. There we go. So we have obviously just sent out an update on our TradingView account. We will follow up with our usual altcoin updates after this live stream. Yeah, we just wanted to hop on this live sooner rather than later, especially after the price action that we have just got early this morning. So yeah, lots of movement now, back down to the downside after testing the top of its resistance and range. Lots of supply got dumped as it tapped in here and here. So this was kind of first sign, second sign, and then the continuation. Now, obviously, we found a little bit of support at this 100 moving average and just beneath this order block here. So we're expecting a little bit of a pullback, very, very brief pullback, and then a continuation back down. All of these altcoins are starting to topple over. So yeah, things are looking very, very bearish right now, especially in the equities markets, and that's exactly what we need. To really start putting some fire behind Bitcoin's move down to the downside, right? So yeah, let's see what we can get. Now we have sent out signals this morning, so we will add a little bit more margin on this pullback on those new shorts. Obviously, those that are with us will already have had been positioning into some shorts for the past 2 weeks. Okay, now they are coming into the green zone now after this push down. So we've been getting very nice average entries since we've been positioning on each of these highs. Again, something that we've been stating on these live streams. So yeah, those big green profit figures are going to come very, very, very soon as we continue to move back down. So yeah, we're going to get a very, very, very nice early Christmas present this month. Yeah, it's looking good. So we're going to give you one of the signals that we're in. I was sent out this morning, and it's ZIL, ZIL ticker symbol. Again, so we sent out a lovely chart just before we went off to get some beauty sleep yesterday, and it broke out. It followed our sort of analysis and kind of our entries on those charts that we sent out. And yeah, completely broke out. A very, very volatile move. It was looking just extremely bearish, and the potential, if it broke out a structure, that it will just dump. So that's exactly what we got. That trade is ZIL. And let me get the chart up here for you. Show you exactly what we sent out to our followers. This was the structure. So kind of sticking along to this trend line here, but just showing no signs of buy-side action coming in to make a move up higher. Now, this is basically the same trend that you are seeing across the board. This one just particularly was looking very, very, very bearish, and as you can see, we got a very large move down to the downside, broke out a trend, and now find a bit of support at this level here. So what we'll simply do is add a little bit more margin on the pullback as it tests those Fibonacci levels. So yeah, it's going to come right back down. The amount of sell side pressure that's coming in is insane. So yeah, let's go from this high to this low. So yeah, we'll just start position from between the 382.5 and the 618. And potentially the 786. There is an order block, and obviously that's the trend line there, so it could potentially come up and test that level before dumping. But yeah, we are expecting a bit of a shorter move. But obviously, some altcoins are a little bit more volatile, so sometimes they pull back a little bit extra than others. So yeah, strategy across the board, whether you're picking on this trade or different altcoins, just pull that fib retracement from top to bottom on the last leg, on the most recent leg, and then just look to position and average in on those important levels for turnaround back down to the downside. Downside is going to come. Now, obviously, we got an extra push on the dollar index. It's kind of at some sort of resistance now, so it's going to become a little bit stagnant and kind of build up and accumulate some orders ready for its next move. So when that does come, that's when you will get the turnaround back down to the downside. Yeah, but yeah, we're expecting a relatively brief pullback on these altcoins, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and then just a continuation back down. This was only the first real liquidity grab here. So yeah, the bulls are still yet to come in, still showing very, very weak signs. So again, it's indicating to us that they need some more liquidity, right? So yeah, they're only going to grab that liquidity by coming or having prices come down lower to those liquidity zones lower down. So yeah, plenty of profit to be made here. We finally got some movement. It was a bit of a hectic, very choppy day yesterday, trying to work out which way the prices would go. They really could have gone either way. They were consolidating and compressing into that symmetrical triangle, as you can see on the chart. But again, something that we spoke about in the live stream was the potential for a fake out on the top or on the bottom. That's exactly what we got, but we got it on the top side, and then just another dump on supply. And then just a very, very sharp move. We're breaking through these levels on the 1 hour. All we need now is for it to start breaking it on the 4 hour, and then that's kind of your real sentiment change and a continuation back down to the downside here. As you can see, we're still seeing relatively weak buy side coming up. So let's pull a fib from top to bottom again, and yeah, I'm again expecting a 382.5 test. I'm not really expecting it to push up that much higher now. Those that have watched our update this morning, again, and just in general, have been trading crypto for a good time now, will realize that you have to expect the unexpected with crypto. Anything can happen. It's extremely volatile. So until we kind of break and come down to this next order block down here between 16,500 and 16,400, we could still see another sort of short squeeze to the upside. But things are looking a lot more likely to continue back down. Okay, but as always, guys, expect the unexpected, and if you take that, then as you're entering into these positions, obviously set your stop losses relatively wide, so that you're not caught out on these squeezes and liquidations. That's the intention of those institutions, right? Markets are heavily manipulated. If you've been in trading, whether it's crypto, forex, anything, you will quickly realize that. Yeah, so that's what we got. Let's see how things kind of play along here. But yeah, markets are now turning. So the kind of implication and kind of the reason for these bear market rallies were investors and institutions holding on to too much hope, and still not really pricing in a deep recession from the US. Obviously, the kind of catalyst for a very good push up in prices was due to that better than expected CPI, or weaker CPI, right? Which pushes towards the narrative of that Fed pivot, kind of cutting down on its rate hikes, and that's what they're holding on to. And then obviously this whole China situation, and again something that we've been saying for a while now, is the implication of a China reopening, that having on one energy prices, and then the inflationary impact that that would have on the Western countries, especially as we are in the winter months now and using more energy. Food prices, again, another implication. That's the whole China reopening is only going to make that situation much worse. But investors and institutions weren't really looking at that. They were looking at better data, kind of being at the forefront of um, the bottom kind of being put in, the dollar really starting to come down, or continuing to come down, and risk on assets really start making a comeback. But I think now um, that's starting to turn around. You see it in the equities markets; they're really starting to show signs of weakness, and that's what's really going to put that drag on risk on assets as well. More importantly, crypto. So yeah, that's exactly what we needed, was the equities to start showing signs of weakness. That's exactly what we got, or are getting, because we weren't getting it with the most recent leg down. The catalyst for Bitcoin taking the lead on the sell-off was the whole situation with FTX. Okay. There's obviously some level of a systemic risk there, which obviously we kind of saw as um, the problem kind of progressed and started to unravel, right? We had all of these other companies kind of very much involved with Alameda, the hedge fund of FTX, and the sort of the bankruptcies coming to light. And yeah, that just kind of added fuel to the fire and pushed crypto to kind of take the lead on the sell-off. Now, obviously, the equities now are starting to make a turnaround. They were looking a bit more bullish. They weren't really doing much, but kind of moving in an upward fashion. Now they're really starting to turn around. Now put that together with kind of the whole world economic sort of sentiment, right, and situation that we have currently. Yeah, that's going to really start to move things. And once those equities markets break through those previous lows, okay, that's when you can say game over to crypto. That's when you'll see a very, 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 very volatile move towards that 12 to 10K price point. Again, if you have been following us, we are expecting it to move down beneath it. There's just too many people expecting 12 to 10K. Okay, so it just makes sense for the institutions to push price a little bit lower than that level, to gain as much liquidity as possible at the best, very much best price that they can get in, and set themselves up and position themselves ready for that next bull run come 2024. Fingers crossed. Okay, so once we find the first bottom, okay, of course there's going to be a huge reaction, and a push right back up. And then a bear market rally. Things are going to start to slowly reset themselves, followed by another pullback. Okay, so obviously, if you know how hedge funds, large investment banks, just the institutional side of trading works, they have so much capital that they're not able to just buy at a certain price. So that's why they average into their position. So what you will get is you will get the first positioning at the bottom, or the first test of the bottom. You'll see an automatic rally. Okay, you see prices pushing back up, and then they'll come right back down, where those institutions will then reposition and add to those positions, for basically setting up for that bull run. Okay, so then we will get, after the first test of the bottom, we will get an accumulation stage. Okay, so there'll be a period of time where prices are just consolidating in kind of a large range, and then they'll break out, and then that is your beginning of your bull run. Okay, so yeah, let's see how things are going on. Just hopefully you guys are building up on that capital ready to deploy. That cash is essential, especially in these recessionary times. This is when you can get in at the best prices and make money over the course of 1 to 3 years from your investment portfolio. So this is the time to really start holding and building up on that cash and capital. And again, trading is a great way of doing that and building up that capital in cash, ready to push over into those investment portfolios of yours for the next bull run. Because I mean, it's less time demanding. You just buy up your asset at a cheap price and you sell at a high. Obviously, it's not as simple as that. However, it is a lot more simple than trading futures. That's for sure. But yeah, guys, anyone that's joining us on this live stream, welcome. Feel free to message us in the chat. Say hello. Um, ask us anything. Feel free. Any TA, anything that you're looking at, anything that you've got down the pipeline. Yeah, let us know. Let's have a little look together. Let's see if we can make some money here together. But yeah, we will be getting a continuation back down to the downside. So our long-term shorts that obviously we've been positioning for the last 2 weeks, our final margins are in now. Okay, so those trades are just left now to run by themselves. The newer shorts, shorter term shorts that we placed today will add maybe one or two more margins to those positions as we kind of see this little bit of a rebound here, ready for continuation back down to the downside. But those long-term shorts, they are over and done with. Obviously, we've been positioned for the last 2 weeks. They are now showing signs of profit, which is fantastic. Those that have been in those shorts for that time, very well done for being patient. It's going to pay off. It always pays off to be patient in trading. So yeah, hold to the guns. Yeah, they'll soon be putting in some crazy profit. That's for sure. Those that are joining us on Twitch, welcome. Again, guys, feel free to message us in the chat. We've got the chat up here, so yeah, we can see if you're sending us anything in there. But yeah, welcome. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button on Twitch. We are trying to make a bit more of an appearance on here. We've only recently started it, but it just makes sense to hop on Twitch, as it is mainly a streaming service, and we have obviously started the streaming these live streaming sessions recently. So yeah, and on YouTube obviously we've had it running for a while now, but obviously making a bit more presence on those live stream side of things. But yeah, guys, I mean, these live streams have been fantastic. Obviously, kind of the schedule that we move within is we do the London Open. So around 9 o'clock, we'll come on, be here for about an hour and a half, roughly, about between an hour and 2 hours. See whether we can catch anything on here, and then we'll come off, and then we'll come back on just prior to the New York Open, and then we'll trade that session, and then yeah, but we do tend to find some nice moves in the market. I mean, if the market allows us to and gives us those opportunities, we'll capitalize on it. Vanny, hello, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. Feel free to ask us anything in the chat. Yeah, if you're wanting a market update, either go over to our TradingView account. We've got an update on there. We do bring updates out every single day of the week. Well, between Monday and Friday, sometimes on weekends, we definitely do that. But yeah, if we don't mind going through another update on here. But if you scroll to the very start of the live stream, we always start off with a market update, or otherwise go to our TradingView account. We've done a recording on the market on there as well. So you kind of have two options here to touch base with what's happening in the world of crypto and equities. Also, what do you think of Doge 50-minute? Does it look like falling wedge? Let's have a little look. So Doge and Sheeb had very, very nice pushes up in price, and they've been extremely volatile. As soon as they gained a whole load in price, they basically gave it all completely away. So obviously they follow basically exactly the same. So if one goes, the other one goes. Kind of the same dynamic as XLM and XRP. So yeah, let's have a little look. I know we do keep a close eye on Shiba. We do tend to trade Sheeb quite often. So yeah, it will probably be the same price action. This is what we mean. Prices shoot up and then completely give away the gains. Falling wedge, 15-minute. Let's have a little look. Yeah. So yes and no. One thing that you do need to be relatively careful with is on these rebounds. Sometimes, right, they do set up, like you said, either falling wedge or a bear flag. But you do need to be careful with it. You do want it ideally playing along to the structure for a bit longer, just because very kind of close into the rebound, there's still a lot of potential for it to move back up, just because obviously the pattern is still building. So you do want a few tests on the bottom and on the top. But as things stand, just because volume is also very much tailing off here, yeah, it's looking likely to be a falling wedge. However, if volume starts to uptick, then again, this pattern is most likely cancelled out and is going to move up higher. Now, normally tend to hold a lot of strength. So yeah, it's either very short pullbacks or short spaces of time that they move within that structure, and then they move back around. So you do need to be careful in terms of looking at these patterns on a lower time frame. However, obviously, it is a good indication to have these patterns kind of begin on the lower time frame and then kind of advance to the 1 hour to the 4 hour. Obviously, the two most important charts are your 1 and your 4. But yeah, by the looks of it, it does look like it. Obviously, the volume is very much tailing off, and that's exactly what you want to see for on a rebound and for a continuation. And obviously, a falling wedge or bear flag are continuation patterns. So yeah, it does look like we are moving down. So obviously you do want to have some other levels of confluence. So if we get the fib level on here, be able to see whereabouts it's at. So kind of holding that 382 range. So yeah, it does look good for a move down. Normally, if you do get a 382 test and it continues back down, that's a very good indication that the sellers in this case are very, very much in control, and the bulls are not holding very much a lot of strength here. But yeah, breakout structure. Let's have a little look on the high time frame and see what we can get here. But a lot of these altcoins are moving very, very, very similarly. Stream went offline. I know the connection isn't amazing as of now. We are getting this resolved this week, fingers crossed. We have got a technician to come out and finally sort the connection here. It's an ongoing problem with where we are located. But obviously this was the structure, and it actually broke out sooner than a lot of other alts, and we came up, tested, and just continued back down. Obviously, we got a nice break. We're holding these moving averages here. But yeah, should be a short pullback and then a continuation. In terms of next levels, we've got a bit of a level here. But yeah, it really does look like it's free reins for a very large move back down. There's some order blocks here, 1, 2, 3. So there's going to be a decent amount of support around these levels here. So yeah, let's see how things kind of play out. But yeah, this is a potential very nice trade to be taken. So you got a level of quite high support or strong support at that level there. In terms of longer term projections, yeah, I mean, this level here is really going to hold relatively well. If we manage to break, then we can be looking at it coming all the way back down to this level. But yeah, as things are looking, that level is going to hold some good strength. Saw some very nice buy side here. So it could be the case that we don't really move much lower than this level. So we could potentially dip just beneath it, tap into some extra liquidity, potentially maybe down to this level here. And then just a very strong reaction. This was quite a lot of buy side action here. So yeah, it's kind of showing signs that institutions got involved and started slightly positioning there. So it could be Elon Musk buying some Doge at that point. But yeah, thank you for asking. We don't really get that many questions, and it's always nice to check out some of the alts. Yeah, those that are joining us on YouTube, just seeing your comments. Hey, brother. Awesome signals, shark points. Yes, my man. Thank you very much and welcome. I hope you're enjoying the group. Very profitable. That's what we aim for, my man. I DM you and into my profit in crypto. I booked my PF in 40% PF. Let's have a little look. I'll have a little look on the Instagram. Our Instagram, I mean, we kind of took the decision to not really follow through with it that much. Just because it's extra work and it's not really paying off that much. So we kind of just stick to TradingView, YouTube, and now we're kind of trying to make a little bit of a presence on Twitch. Karen or Karan, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I've just replied to you on YouTube. So, but yeah, well done on capturing some profit on that side. Well done, well done, well done. That's what we want to see. We want to see those greens. I've messaged you back, my man. So you've got a message there. Well done for profiting on Steam. But yeah, Instagram, in terms of Instagram, we're kind of really offline. We don't really check it that often. It's mainly TradingView, obviously our Telegram channel, and YouTube. So those are kind of our active platforms that we are regularly on. But yeah, guys, once again, we do apologize for the quality of the stream and how laggy it is. Again, it's something that we are going to get resolved. but again, it's been something that we've had a problem for a long time. We did try and do these live streams, but on YouTube previously, but again, it was the connection was just not great. We've switched providers, we've plugged in Ethernet cables left, right, and center. But yeah, it just continues. Obviously, we've upgraded desktop, everything. But yeah, it's just where we are located that the infrastructure just isn't great. But yeah, we've got somebody coming out, so hopefully it can at the very least kind of just make it a little bit faster. That'll be fantastic. But yeah, as long as you guys can hear us, I guess that's the most important thing. Obviously, the picture and the image will follow maybe a few seconds after. But yeah, as long as you can hear us, that's good enough for now. But yeah, really kind of also not good enough. But yeah, we'll try and get this sorted for you. And beautiful, thank you very much for following us on TradingView. Hope you get a lot of useful information on there. Yeah, we do obviously keep you guys updated Monday to Friday, and send out a whole load of ideas, updates. Yeah, it's a great platform. But yeah, feel free to ask us anything in the chat. Any other alts that you're kind of looking at. Yeah, more than happy to kind of go over with them. Obviously, we are 40 minutes, well, a bit over 40 minutes now into the session. Kind of getting a little bit of a pullback here. So, yeah, let's see if things can continue relatively soon. It does look like it. It really does look like the Bulls are very weak on this move back up. So, we should get a nice continuation or at least another attempt to break that bottom. Let's have a little look on the 4 hour, see if we are getting much. Yeah, very weak. We're kind of getting a little bit of a rebound on that 100 moving average, but there isn't a great deal of support from the buyers on this move, and we already breached that liquidity zone. So that means that that liquidity got soaked up quite rapidly. So yeah, we should be looking at a short and brief push back up and then a continuation right back down to the next order block here. And also that would be a breach of that 100 moving average on the 4 hour, which obviously kind of really starts to set in the change of sentiment from that bear market rally that we've been experiencing recently. Dollar index looks like it's holding, pushing back up. This is again very nice. It's got some strength. It is now back above that key level, that 200 moving average on the daily, and we shall obviously because we're awaiting more data from the US. Okay, ideally we do want to see this making a bit more of a push and testing this previous structure up here, just because if we start getting especially let's say weaker CPI once again, things are going to topple over again and probably heavier than the last CPI reading, just because that'll be the second month in a row of weaker CPI reading, and that's exactly what markets wants to see. Okay, so yeah, ideally we want it to see and potentially push right back up to about $107 before prior to that CPI reading. That'll be nice. So yeah, we'll see how things kind of play out here, but there is some strong kind of bullish reaction on that dollar. But yeah, as you can see, obviously we're already finding a bit of resistance, so we could get another push down if we manage to break. Let's see if we can get some shorter term projections on here. Bear with us. So, so it's come down all the way to the 786. So we still got the 1 and the 1618. Let's have a little look at where the 1618 kind of lies. A bit further past that zone. So it comes down to the kind of the bottom order block that we've got on a short-term basis, kind of towards the bottom of that range. Okay, so it could very much be the case, whether it be in here or potentially find a bit more support here, move back up, test, come back down, could get something like this, or depending on how much momentum and how much pressure this move really has in it, it could be the case that we kind of fail to kind of rebound as much and just kind of make a straight move that down to the downside. But yeah, let's see how things kind of play out. Obviously, the signal that we're sending out in this live stream is zero. We have positioned in, but we are going to add a little bit more margin at these levels here, ready for the turnaround. So yeah, that's the signal that we will be sending out to you guys here on this live. So a lot of weakness, as you can see. Sellers really spiked up, found some support at this previous structure here. But yeah, as you can see, we're really not getting any reaction from buy side whatsoever. So yeah, things are going to move very, very, very rapidly for ZIL, especially when the market decides to make a turn and test the very recent bottom that is set in currently. Yeah, okay. So give us 2 seconds. We're going to get a little bit of news going on. Just see what's happening, if we missed out on any important factors for this move down. There could be a bit more advancement on the China front, just because obviously we got that movement in the back end of the Asia session. So it could be the case that we got something here. But yeah, as time moves on, the whole China situation is going to progress. And yeah, it's going to make the situation here in the West much, much worse. So let's see what we can get. By the way, guys, all of those that are following us on Trading View, thank you very much for the follows. Yeah, very much appreciate it. The following is building up quite rapidly. So yeah, let's continue building the community. It's great to see it. Okay, all right. Well, prices are slowing down, or volatility is slowing down anyway. Just remember, obviously, we got the ZIL trade open. Let me just get it out here for you just quickly. But. That's your trade. I mean, in terms of take profits, I'll find out. I'll put some take profits on this for you. So you are making a little bit of a push back up. That is fine. So longer term, take profits anyway. I mean, this one's got a lot of downward potential here. But yeah, I'd just be looking at. Let's set like a few of them here. So we got 1, 2, and then after that is broken. I mean, it's pretty much free reign for it to come down. So there's a lot of support at that level there. So it's up to you how far you want to set them. We do see potentially a full decline down to this 1 fib level at 0.001. That would be an insane move, about 50%. We already had a look at it. But yeah, those are your kind of levels. Realistically, I would probably go for the last 3. Just because this next move will be a very volatile one. And all that you kind of really want to see is the sell side to slightly tick up, and that's your go-to. Once we start breaking through here, yeah, it's going to move very, very quickly. The 0.5 and the 618 are obviously your 2 most likely take profits. So 171, 154. So let's go for them too. So that's your short ZIL signal. Obviously, as you can see, we already entered. However, we will be positioning as it kind of moves up towards those other fib levels. So yeah, just follow the same strategy. Just slowly position into the short. Obviously placing your margin according to the price level. So the higher the price, the more margin you kind of place. Obviously keeping a majority of the margin to be deployed on that trade for the higher tests in price. So yeah, follow that strategy, you'll play out fine. So yeah, let's see how things kind of play out. Obviously, we're seeing a little bit of a rebound, so prices are going to slowly move up. Dollar index is going to also build up on a little bit of structure here, and then we should start seeing a turnaround back in price. So yeah, let's see how things kind of play out. And we'll touch base with you all just prior to the New York session at 2:30. So we'll be coming online roughly about 2 o'clock. So yeah, hopefully we see you on that live. If not, for everyone that joined us on this one, thank you very much for joining us. We shall touch base with you in just a few hours. If not, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll hopefully touch base with you tomorrow. Thank you. Cheers. Take care.